Yep, we're live. We're live. So I think up there you see persons, you see the number of persons that have joined.
Okay.
So yeah, we're live on Facebook and on YouTube. So let me just check to make sure that we are really live on these platforms.
Okay.
So live is my full name on like my profile on Facebook, and then I have a page too. So that's Elfrida Ibiyubo, and then School Life Hacks with Elfrida, and then
Oh,
the Lady Elfrida on YouTube.
I think I've come
So I
across
can.
the lady. Uh,
Oh, really?
yes.
On YouTube or on
YouTube.
Instagram? Oh, okay.
YouTube.
Oh, that's nice. So yes, we're live on Facebook. You can see it. Um, I just want to copy the link. Would you like me to send the link to you so you can share too?
Okay. I think I have to log into. Can you send it? Oh, okay. I'll be expecting that.
Okay, I'll send to you now.
On Facebook, the name is what on Facebook?
It's
Live.
Elfrida Biyobo. But once you just send them this link, they should be able to join. I just use one of the links so that I don't confuse people. So the link should be with you. Okay. Hi everyone. Thank you for joining. Hello everyone. Thank you for joining. Um can you hear me? Can you still hear me?
Yes, I can. I'm
Okay.
still trying to
Okay.
like post it, like share it on Facebook. I mean,
Okay. Okay. Okay, hi everyone. Welcome to the Commonwealth PhD Scholarship webinar. If you're joining us, for the very first time on this webinar series we've been having, you're welcome. If you've been joining us from the start when we started with Shivnin and onto Commonwealth Masters and now Commonwealth PhD Scholarship webinar, you're also welcome. Okay, thank you for joining. Just for us to get started, let's just introduce yourself, tell us where you're joining from, just your name and your state and your country. If you're not in Nigeria, you can just tell us your country. Okay, let us see it. We can see the your comments, and hope your questions are also ready. If you don't have questions yet, that's fine. As we go on, I believe you have questions because our guest is ready. She's more than ready. So, Abiola, you're welcome. Thank you so much for accepting my invitation. It's was it just 2 weeks or
Yeah.
something? But I'm really grateful. Thank you for coming. Thank you for even the follow-ups. It's it's been a very nice one planning with you, sincerely. I've never had a guest that's been into the thing with me. Thank you so much. And we just knew each other. It's not like we've been friends for long. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Okay. So let me allow you to, introduce yourselves. Hi, everyone. We can see you. You're welcome. All right,
Thank you.
Abiola.
Thank you
Yeah,
very much for having me, Frida. And thank you for what
you're
you're doing. This is really a lot. A lot of people out there need this information, and you're really doing a great work helping
Thank you.
people to get the information.
Mm,
Hello. Hello, everyone. My name is Abiola Yodeji. I'm a 2022 Commonwealth PhD scholar at the University of Reading, where I'm studying international development. And I'm
mm,
researching on intra-household gender gaps in agriculture and its
mm,
impact on household food security in Nigeria. Prior to this, I was a 2018 Commonwealth Shared Scholar. So you can call me a Commonwealth baby. Yes.
oh, baby, yeah. Eating
Commonwealth
eating the money for free,
Commonwealth has been
studying for free.
Commonwealth has been so good to me.
I'm
Yes.
telling you.
And back in Nigeria, I work as a lecturer at the Federal University of Agriculture, Abeokuta, in the Department of
Mm,
Agricultural Administration. So I'm happy to
mm,
be here to share what I know about Commonwealth. And I believe everybody is going to have a fruitful time today. You're going to have something to learn and something to
mm.
pick from this section.
Yeah, sure. Thank you. Thank you so much. Yeah. We I believe that the agricultural students would enjoy, they will really enjoy having you here. But don't be scared, guys. Everything is going to be relatable. It will not just be for students in that field. Okay. I'm just saying that they may have the advantage, hearing from a lecturer.
Mhm.
So you guys are welcome. Thank you so much for joining. I can see lots of persons from River State, Nigeria. Thank you. Thank you for joining. So, let's start. Let's start. So you got the Commonwealth Shared Scholarship in 2018, and now the PhD scholarship. Like, seriously, you've been studying, abroad for free, not even Nigeria. Our own country, we paid, but we're studying in another country for free, and you've been doing this, and this is the second time you're doing it. This
Yeah.
is so amazing. Like, it is really, really amazing. Okay.
Thank you.
So, but let's start with the eligibility criteria for this PhD. I know we've talked about Commonwealth Masters the last time, and I don't want us to start talking about the masters because we're looking at PhD. So let's talk about the requirements. Like, what were the eligibility requirements that you looked out, that the scholarship provides for any candidate or anybody wanting to apply.
Okay, thank you very much. I think the first thing is to talk about the peculiarity of this Commonwealth PhD route in order
Mm,
to be able to understand better the eligibility and how to navigate around it.
mm,
Um, I don't let me assume that people know that there are about 7 routes to getting a Commonwealth scholarship. We have the Commonwealth Shared, Commonwealth Fellowship, and so on. And today we are
yeah,
just drawing on the Commonwealth PhD scholarship.
PhD.
And
Yeah.
one peculiarity about this is there are 2 rounds of selection, unlike some of the other routes, which is just like one. Once you have the nomination, you are like 99% sure that you are getting in. But for this route, there are 2 rounds of selection. One selection is at the nominating agency level, and there's another
Mm,
selection at the CSC level. So what CSC do, which is Commonwealth Scholarship Commission, they are the
yeah.
body that are in charge of selection and the whole process. Yes. What they do is, if they need 10 scholars for the year for PhD, they are going to inform the nominating agency, dividing the slots now for them to bring 30 candidates in. Note that I said 10. So now they're inviting times three of what they actually need. Then
Mm.
they are going to do their own grading, their own evaluation themselves to do the final selection. So, which means nomination from nominating agency for these routes does not guarantee selection.
Mm.
So one is going to enter two rounds of competition now, one at the nominating agency and one at the nominating agency level and one at the Commonwealth level. Now we need to
Okay.
talk about the countries that are eligible. Unlike the Commonwealth Masters, which 44 countries out of the 56 country of Commonwealth, 56 Commonwealth countries are eligible for,
Yeah.
Commonwealth PhD is only targeted towards 18 countries. So once your
Mm.
country is not part of these 18 countries that I'm projecting now, that means you are not eligible to apply. So the
Mm.
first thing is to check if your country is part of these 18 countries. So
Yeah.
once
Thank God we're Nigerians.
thank God. I'm so happy because I have some friends that we actually got the Commonwealth shared together. And when
Because
I applied for
yeah.
PhD, they're like, why can't Ghana be categorized as this? And are we like,
Wait, seriously, Ghana is not here. Really,
Ghana
really,
is not
really.
here.
Ghana is
Yes.
not here. Yes. I
I,
actually met some Ghanaians under the Commonwealth Shared Scholarship that I got. True, true,
yeah.
true.
So my
Wow.
Ghanaians were like, why can't they categorize those? I'm just like, thank God. Probably they categorize us as one of the fragile states. It's list
Mm,
and fragile states. I
mm.
know we are not part of the like list when it comes to all these countries, but Nigeria, considering the population and all, I think that was one of the reasons why they consider us and we are categorized under the fragile state. So I'm happy to be a Nigerian. I'm not a
At this
very
moment.
particular region. Yeah, exactly. So happy,
Mm,
yes. So you have to check if your country belongs there. And like I
mm,
said, you are going to enter two rounds of selection. This is where the nominating agency comes in. It is a very vital part of your application process because no matter how good your application is, no matter how solid your academic record is, your application, if there is no nominating agency putting you forward to CSC, nobody is reading your application.
mm,
Nobody's reading your application. So those nominees from the nominating agency are the application Commonwealth is going to look through and are going to make their selection, their one third selection form. So that is
mm,
where this nominating agency is very, very important. And for PhD, there are three routes. The first one is the National Nominating Agency. And this is the main route of main route for the application. And why did they call it the main route? This is where you don't really need any additional qualification aside being a national of that country. And the slots awarded at the national nominating agency level, it's more than every other nominating agency. So most of these national nominating agencies are ministries of education in different countries. Ministry of Education in Kenya, in Nigeria is organized by Federal Scholarship Board, also under the Ministry of Education. For Pakistan, we have the HE, I think Higher Education Commission for the country. So we have all different countries out of the 18 countries now with their national nominating agency. If you go to the list or to the Commonwealth Scholarship Commission page, you are going to see each the contacts for each nominating agency, national nominating agency.
yeah.
Then another one, which is also very important, is the selected non-governmental organizations and charitable body. That is the list that we have beside. I'm still going to drill on that, but before I go into that, let me just mention this. I'm going to like talk about these selected non-governmental organizations and charitable body. Then we have the selected universities that can nominate the academic staff. Out of these 18 countries, only 10 countries have this privilege of having selected universities. And Nigeria happens to be the one with the highest number of universities they have 14 universities that can nominate. But I think they reduce it yearly. Because I remember when I applied in 2021 now, when I made my application, it was about 19 institutions in Nigeria that can nominate their academic staff for this scholarship. But this year, I saw that it's only 14. So you might want to check that if you're a lecturer back in your own country to check if the
Mm.
university you are working on can actually nominate. Now,
Nominate
going
you.
back to the selected non-governmental organizations and charitable body, these are the list there. We have the Commonwealth Disabled People's Forum. This one is for people with disabilities in these 18 countries. Mind you, we are working a bit against the background of 18 countries. Assuming it's Commonwealth Masters now, is about 44 countries that can also apply using this same nominating agency. But for this PhD, it's just 18. I just want to repeat that so that, yes, so as to make us follow and understand it clearly. So for this Commonwealth Disabled People's Forum, their link are also on their link is also on the Commonwealth page. They are targeted towards people with disability. And they have one additional criteria, which is about people, whatever you want to do, the research you want to carry on, has to be something that is going to affect the disabled community positively. So whatever you are researching on, whatever your proposal, it has to be something that is going to be of direct benefit to the
Mm.
disabled. Then we have the Forum for African Women Educationists. I love this. I think I like this because there is no additional, what you just need is to send them an email and they will send you the list of what you are required to send.
Mm.
So I have people that have asked me, especially people that are also scholars, they are not in Nigeria presently, and they want to apply for Commonwealth PhD and they are confused that how can we go about this, knowing fully well we are not in the country. I think this is one of the that you can look out for. It's only for African countries and they consider only female applicants. So
Mm.
males should not, don't bother sending an application to them. Yes. So it's only for female Africans. So you don't have to be in your own country. You just need to have the passport of your own country to apply to them.
Mm.
But everything you're going to do is online. I think they send you a list and you're going to email it to them for them to make their selection. Then we have the Early Access Network. This is also for only African countries. This is only for African countries. And what they do is they have like member organizations, about 44 of them. So using this link, you will find all the information there of the 44 organizations. So if you have affiliation with any of these 44 organizations, or you've done any work for them, probably volunteering or what have you, you can also
Mm.
write to them that you want to select them as your nominating, you want to make them your nominating agency and hear
Mm.
what they want to say. Then we have the Canon Collins Educational and Legal Assistant. This one is only for selected South African countries.
Mm.
We have the Welcome Trust for Kenya and Malawi, Windu Trust International for Kenya and Uganda only. I think people from Kenya are also very lucky because they can apply through almost all these, except the Canon Collion, and they have they have several options they can apply through. So this is that's about the selected non-governmental organization. And there's something you'll be coming across on Commonwealth page, which is about each nominating agency oversees its own selection process. So they may have additional eligibility criteria. I must tell you for a fact that almost all of them have additional eligibility criteria. For instance, in Nigeria now, they require you to bring your NYC certificate, completion certificate. CSC does not have any business with that. But because Nigeria wants it, nobody can go through that without that. And also,
Mm.
I think for Kenya, I have a friend telling me they favor people that work in the organization more, like a
Mm.
government organization now. So each of these nominating agencies have their own eligibility criteria. So you might want to do well to go through it. I know for Window Trust, well, sorry, not for Window. Yeah, it's Window Trust. They had a criteria that they consider women more, that they give more preference to women and people that um, people that have been displaced. So all these ones are not Commonwealth criteria now. They are criteria from these individual nominating agency, which Commonwealth have given them like the autonomy. They have the power to add anything they want to it. Like for instance, the HEC for Pakistan, I know the advice for this year states it categorically that anybody that wants to apply must have a first class. Commonwealth
Mm.
says it's 2-1 or 2-2 for masters, but they say no, we are not putting any 2-1. And also the writers
Oh.
That's just their own. Yes, they write exam. So if you don't score up to 70%, you know it's not possible for you to go
Hmm.
through. Just like FSB too, you have to go through an interview for FSB in order to be selected. Without attending the interview, just selecting them will not they will not even nominate you. So
Wow.
you have to go for their interview. Yes. So please do well to check all these additional eligibility for each of these nominating agency.
Hmm.
So I think that's that about the eligibility. And okay, I think I should talk generally about the Commonwealth eligibility now for PhD. One
Okay.
thing is one thing that is very important for Commonwealth PhD is you having a willing supervisor to support your application. Without that, your application is going to be ruled out. That is for Commonwealth. So you need
Hmm.
that for PhD. And I used to say for PhD, you need a publication. But something happened a week ago where I met another colleague that also got Commonwealth PhD without a publication.
That's yeah.
So that
Hmm.
gave me like, oh, really? Like that was the first time ever I heard that someone got PhD, Commonwealth PhD without a publication. So I think this now boils down to nominating agency now because you
Yeah.
cannot
Hmm.
schedule SB for PhD without a publication because there's a place where there are lots marked for it. And people that compete through that route, there are many. So yes, the person, let me just put the disclaimer out. The person applied through early access network. So
Hmm.
probably they require the person to submit publication and the person got Commonwealth without it. Even not because of what I heard, I would have said it categorically that you cannot get a Commonwealth PhD scholarship without a publication. Thank you.
Hmm. Hmm. Okay. Thank you. Thank you so much for that one. So as this one you're actually talking about the eligibility, this actually looks like, it's similar to the Commonwealth Masters, where you have nominating agencies and all of that, and then you have to, apply to them. So for you, which nominating agencies did you use or
Okay.
did you
I
apply
think
to?
it's not like it's similar. It's actually the same thing for Commonwealth
Mm,
Masters, and that's why they bring it out the same time. It's the same
okay,
process, like the
okay.
same thing. The only
The
difference is that
PhD,
Commonwealth
yeah.
Masters does not have selected universities. Every other thing is similar, even the
Yeah.
essays are. For
Mm,
me, when I applied, probably I'm just like I want this Commonwealth, and I applied through the three routes. The
mm,
National Nominating Agency, I made use of FSB. And for the
mm.
selected non-government organization, I applied through FAWE, which is the Forum for African Women Educationalists. And I
Okay.
also applied through my university. Then I got nomination from both FSB and also my university, which is University of Agriculture, Abeokuta.
Mm, okay. Wow. Wow, wow, wow. So apart from I'll come back to my question. So apart
Okay.
from the nominating agencies, you made mention just for persons to be like people that are listening to us to be clear. So what you're saying is that the eligibility for the PhD is the same thing as for the masters, the Commonwealth Masters, because we actually did a webinar on the Commonwealth Masters. So you guys should go and listen to the eligibility, okay, so that we don't repeat ourselves. But I know it's more on there's no age, there's no age, like there's no particular age for you to apply, okay. And then you also have that you must come from a Commonwealth country, middle, those kind of eligibility, and you must have had your degree already, okay. And but I think there's also, did you have your
I want to say
admission?
the eligibility is not the same. The
Oh, okay,
route,
okay.
the process is just the same.
Oh, the process.
Because
Okay,
for the
okay.
eligibility now for masters, up to 44 countries can apply. For
Yes.
PhD, just 18 countries. For masters, you don't need anything like publication. For PhD, you need. For masters, you don't have to have a previous masters. For
Mm,
PhD, you need your master's
you need your
certificate on
masters.
site.
Oh, okay,
So
okay.
we can't say the eligibility is the same, but there are, and also for masters, you don't need like a supporting statement from your UK university For PhD, you do. So just that the route is the same. You have to go through a nominating agency. The nominating agency is expected to submit times three of what Commonwealth needs
Mm.
and the selection. And you have to contact your nominating agency through the same process. So that's what I, just to be clear, so that people won't get it.
Okay,
Yes.
okay. Thank you for clarifying that. Okay, I think we missed out on, we're interchanging eligibility and the process.
Process.
So the eligibility, of course, is different, while the process, because it's like the same process for Commonwealth Masters and PhD, and that's why it's currently on. Okay, the Commonwealth shared comes at a different time.
After, yes,
Okay.
after this.
So yeah, it's going to come after this. I think either ending of October or in November we may have the
Yeah.
Commonwealth shared scholarship. Okay. Okay. So okay, let's move on to, since we've talked about the eligibility and the process, let's still talk more on the application process, because I think some persons are just joining and they really need to get more insight on that. So did you get an admission, like a PhD admission? Did you get to talk to lecturers? Because I know that when you're trying to get PhD, especially abroad, you need to
Mhm.
um contact a particular lecturer in your field that you've researched.
Yeah.
Like your research is in the same area that they are interested in, and then write to them. I actually applied for a PhD. I know I told you, I didn't get it, but that was not the Commonwealth scholarship. But after applying for that PhD, and that was just one, I didn't push. I know I would have gotten if I had, pushed more to apply for more. But just one application, I was just tired. I was tired, and I even gave up the thought of applying for PhD because
One thing,
I was
okay,
like, this research is too much. Sorry,
yeah,
the research
definitely.
thing is too much
I
because
know if you want to get a PhD, you will, because I believe anybody that was
yeah,
once a Commonwealth scholar, if you
of
can
course.
go through that rigor of competing and getting the scholarship, trust me,
Mm.
if you really want another scholarship, I believe you will.
Yeah,
Because
sure. For me, I just decided to quit PhD for now, and then
now, amazing. Yeah.
focus on practicing the law before I go do PhD. I'm not in a rush to get into a PhD, but I was just following the crowd to go and apply for PhD. But thank God I didn't get it, so I can focus on what
Focus
is
on
more
more.
important, for me. So, but just tell us, how was your own process of getting that admission, and so that persons can learn.
Yeah. For okay, let me before I talk about my own personal experience, let me just talk about Commonwealth first.
Okay.
For Commonwealth, you don't need, at the point of your applying, you don't need admission letter for
Mm,
Commonwealth.
mm,
However, some nominating agencies expect you to have admission letter at the time you are going for probably their interview or their some of them their examination. They require you to have admission letter. But for Commonwealth itself, you don't have to. The same way I had someone without publication, I had someone to without admission. At that point,
mm,
it's when you get the Commonwealth scholarship, then they will now tell you to like proceed, like make sure you get your admission letter out and that. But one thing that is very important for this Commonwealth PhD is you have to have a supporting statement for a potential supervisor.
yeah.
You have to, I think it's a way for them to know that, oh, someone, an academic have read through what you want to do. It is doable, it is innovative, it is not something that is obsolete. I think that's a way for them to
Mm,
understand that, to get that this is doable. So in my own case, yes, I got admission. For my PhD admission, I got three admissions from different UK universities, and I got willing supervisors. So
mm,
for now, if anybody wants to apply, though I know it's like 16 days countdown now, but I know this recording will be there for coming years and all. You will
mm,
need to get a supervisor ahead. I know there are some universities that they will be the one to connect you with the supervisor, like LSA, that's London School of Economics.
yeah.
So you should not. I know some schools are like that. You should not contact any supervisor. Just submit your proposal. We will be the one to look through the academics we have and fix you with the supervisor we think is eligible. But that is not the case for majority of the UK universities. So
Yeah.
most of the sites have the list of the academics, their areas of specialization. So you want to do well to check what you really want to do. I think the first thing to do is probably use a general search. Like for instance, now I want to do a PhD in food science. You can just write
Mm,
PhD food science in the UK. It's going
mm-hmm.
to give you the list of universities that are doing that. Then now you have to be more specific. Going to the departmental page of the university, checking the academics, looking at their research interest, because it's good to have someone that your research interests align.
Yeah.
Because for Commonwealth PhD, you are not, most time you are not doing the research of your supervisor. It's your own research that you are doing. Like it's your own, you are the one that is thinking of the topic that you want to do and all. So you really want someone that aligns with your interests to do that. So, and the good thing about most UK universities is that when you write them, they are going to respond. Even if your
Mm,
supervisor,
true.
the person, your potential supervisor is not responding, after like
Mm,
3 days, 4 days, you can send them a gentle reminder if they skipped it. And trust me, I believe 90% of the time, don't let me say 100% of the time, you're going to get a
mm,
response, especially if you put your email right and you don't just send a casual, do an introduction, tell them where you've been, what you've had in your master's, what you researched on, what, like just give them details. They will know if this person is serious and you're going to get a response. So that's the first thing before going ahead to make your application to the university. So at the time I was applying, one of the admissions, which is the one I later used as my first choice now, one of the which is University of Reading. At the point of starting my Commonwealth application, I've not gotten my admission letter. It was some days to the for some days to the close dates that I got my admission letter, which I uploaded. But I know for a fact it's not
mm,
compulsory you have your admission letter before you make application. But it's important you have a supervisor that is willing to support you and also provide you with a letter.
mm, mm. Okay. Okay. Thank you. Thank you so much. Yeah, that thing you said is actually true. One thing about lecturers here in the UK is that they would, they will always respond to
Mhm.
emails as far as possible. They will always respond to your emails. You just need to know how to type that email. Just telling them about, like you said, telling them about what you intend to do and the importance, and if possible attach your research
Mhm.
proposal
Proposal.
already, so that they
Exactly.
can actually, yeah, they can actually look at it. Because I remember when I actually got a supervisor, but since I was going for a funding, I was not going to do the PhD with my money. So I was going for a
Oh,
funding. I wasn't able. I got this, and the man was, very interested in my topic.
research.
So that's very good. So another thing is getting this research proposal right. So many persons don't really know how to write these things or how to do it. And let's start with this question. Do you think people that do something different in masters, do you
Mhm.
think they can actually succeed trying to switch into, for like, their PhD, doing something different? Because most of the times, when you're writing your research proposals, you want to talk about what you did in your masters, and how you research and how you want to improve on maybe something from that particular masters. But what do you think?
By switch now, there are
Mm,
different categories to switch in. Like me in the
mm,
agricultural field now, trying to switch to your law, doing
mm,
PhD in law,
mm-hmm.
that might be really difficult.
Yeah, true.
At master's level, it's easy, especially in the UK. They
Mm-hmm.
don't really look at where you're coming from. You can like make a huge jump from
Yeah,
one
for masters,
one
yeah.
country to the other, or like Canada and some other countries where they want to like to follow through with what you started with. But
Mm,
UK actually give that jump. But when it comes to PhD, someone might run into some bit of issues trying to get someone to accept you and trust you enough.
True.
In my own case, I had a little bit of issue with that. I want to
Mm,
do something in gender studies. My master's now, I did a multidisciplinary course at the University of Exeter, MSc Food Security and Sustainable Agriculture, but I did a lot of programs in political science, sociology, and even my
mm,
research was tailored towards that. I worked on women empowerment in agriculture. Now, to get a PhD, I want to do something related to gender, and I'm thinking I want to carry this out in a gender department, like gender studies. You have PhD in gender studies in different universities in the UK. Now the thing is, for the application, they will have written it there. They want someone with MA and not MSc. Truly, my degree, my research was 90 credit out of 180, which was in sociology department, political science. The courses I did 15 unit of two different 15 unit course in political science and sociology. More like my master's degree is actually like MA, because I just did some in biosciences. But
mm.
because my course is in biosciences department, and also the certificate I'm carrying is MSc and not MA. Some of them will be like, no, they cannot accept someone from the science field. There are some things
Yeah.
you need. So for at the
Mm,
PhD level, it might really be difficult to make that very huge
mm.
jump.
True.
It's only some places where you can navigate through. There are some schools that have like multidisciplinary that they can accept you in, with the condition of having to take some modules and masters for them to integrate you into their own world
Mm,
of probably
yeah.
art or social science. So you might want to check with the university. But if the university can accept your application, most of these eligibility criteria it's written like expressly out there. You can really see it. Like it's not hidden, and you can always write email to the school, probably the departmental secretariat. There are always emails in this to ask them, this is what you've had, you want to do, is it possible? And they are going to give you, oh, it's possible, continue, proceed with your application. No, it's not. We're only considering people with this background. So you might want to check with that. I cannot say you categorically that you can make that huge jump, depending on the kind of jump you are trying to make.
Mm, true. Depending on the type of jump, right? True,
Yeah,
true. That's
I
true.
can do PhD law now. Yeah.
Yeah, and I think no supervisor would want to, make that kind of
Risk.
decision
It's
or
huge risk.
risk. Yeah, I think risk is the word. Yeah,
Yeah,
true.
because
So,
now you coming
mm-hmm,
in and you're finding it very difficult to navigate that field. It might
mm-hmm.
not be the failure of you alone. It will be like the
The
supervisor does not know what
supervisor's
he or
failure.
she is
Yeah,
doing. So some of
yeah,
them don't
true.
want to risk that. And at PhD level, nobody wants to babysit a student.
Of course, yeah.
Masters, you can still be doing babysitting or bachelor's
Mm-hmm,
degree. At PhD level, they believe you have a little bit of understanding of what you want to do and what you are
mm-hmm,
in for. So it's more like a self process, like it's just little guidance here and there, but
yeah,
majorly the whole work and everything boils on you. So nobody wants to bring in someone that they feel might be a problem or do something to tarnish their own reputation that they are building.
yeah,
So,
yeah.
well, you might find someone that wants to take that risk on you.
Mm, true, true, true.
Yeah.
Yeah, true, true. So let's go to the essay, right? Um, when you apply to the nominating agencies, obviously you didn't write any essays or you did not also do any exam, unlike other bodies that you mentioned
I did
also do.
interview. I did
Oh,
interview
you
with
did an
FSC,
interview.
and each
Okay,
of them will expect you to submit your application as well. What you
okay.
submitted to.
Can we go through this application to FSB? For FSB, that's the Federal Scholarship Board Nigeria.
Mhm.
So how did you sent them an email? let's
No,
just let's just
nobody's
run down.
responding to your email. No
Yeah, let's
one
run
is
down because most
responding to
persons are in
your
Nigeria, so
email.
they let them know what they really need to do. Yeah.
Okay, one thing about FSB is that trust me, if you write email, you can write email, but nobody is
They won't.
responding to your email.
I'm telling you, Nigeria will read email in Nigeria.
No, nobody is sending email. And even the numbers, they provided some numbers, even if it goes
Mm,
through, the best they will tell you is that go to our website. And the only thing you will see on their website is, oh, they don't even publicize their interview dates. So for those people applying through FSB, I want to advise you, just once the application ends on the 17th of October, always
okay.
go to their website. Like don't think you are too desperate. No, every
Mm,
2 days or three days. Because last year I had some people that fell victim of that. They didn't hear anything and they just saw that, oh, their interview date is tomorrow. There's no way they can travel to Abuja from South because they categorize it based on the six geopolitical zone. So
yeah.
if today you are from Southwest and today is your interview and you couldn't make today, that is the end. They won't consider you. So please just let me put that one aside. Yes. Now for the you are not to submit anything to FSB. FSB just requires you on the interview day, come with all your application showing that you've selected them, and they have some additional things they've written down for you to bring. But I want to tell you for a fact, if you are applying to FSB, please thank God I was being extra. The story might not have been the same. What they just require is that bring your admission letter, bring your referee letter. But when we got there, they were asking for different things. They were asking for evidence of the award you've received in the time past. They were asking for, there was something that happened funny that happened. I said I had three admission letters for PhD. Now, because for the interview, we entered in four in my group, access and inclusion. You could literally see everything they are writing down. For this one, they're asking you, oh, do you have UK admission letter? Oh, yeah, bring it out. When you bring it out, I came with two. I didn't come with three. I came with two. They gave me two marks. Those people that had one, they gave them one. If you have three, they gave you three. So I was really pained that, assuming you've told me, you just said we should come with admission letter. You didn't tell me we have to be extra. Probably I would have packed the three for you to give me that. So I would advise people going through FSB to be extra. But aside that, like to be extra with, if saw that you've written anything in your application, if it's any award, go with the evidence of everything. If they don't ask for it, it's fine. But if they ask for it, good, because you have it already. So for the FSB, you don't need to do anything than to wait for the interview. So you just go with your
Sorry,
application.
sorry.
Okay.
Let me just cut you there. So,
Okay.
I know what you're doing where you're applying to the Commonwealth Scholarship Board on their application portal, and then you're also applying to the nominating agencies, right? So are you just applying to Commonwealth Scholarship board and then just waiting? How do you know if you're on the interview? Okay, you've mentioned how you know if you're on the interview list, but like how do you even start? Like since you're not applying to the Federal Scholarship Board, how would you
There,
even know? How does
there's
it
something.
relate? Yeah.
You asked a very, very good question. That's something that confused a whole lot of people. I
Mm-hmm.
don't know if the slide I'm seeing here is still showing the nominating agency slide.
Yes, yes, it's still on my screen.
The last thing that they wrote there was talking about application, like applicants must complete an online application using CSC online application system. In addition, sorry, in addition to other application required to be completed by the nominating agency. So this give a lot of people concern that are we going to make another additional application?
Mm,
Now the thing is, once you know the people you are going to apply to, go to their website to know how they go about it. For the
okay.
FSB don't require you to do anything. Once you apply, you are automatically told like to come for interview. They don't screen people out, unlike the Pakistan I wrote about, that the writer exam is only people that pass the exam that now comes for interview.
Mm,
So now understanding each of these nominating agencies is very, very key. So for FSB, once you apply, the only application you need to do is to CSC. You are not
okay.
making any additional application to FSB. The
Mm,
only thing is coming for their interview. That's all. For Farway now, Farway, it's good for you to write to them on their site. They've done it so well this year. Before they used to have just two email address, and now when you now tell them this is a country you're applying to, they will now give you a contact email of that country, the person in charge of that country, to tell you how to go about it. But this year, if you go to their website, you would have seen the list. Each countries have the list of their contact person to email address. So you want to do well to like send them an email ahead. Like you are applying, you are choosing them as nominating agency. And the only thing they will tell you is that they will give you a list that, okay, continue, proceed with your application. Once you finish applying, send your application form to us, showing the front page is going to show your nominating agency, showing that you've selected them, and also the additional documents they ask for. So there is no, most of them don't require you writing, doing a separate application. Not all of them, like I said.
Mm.
So
Yeah.
check with the nominating agency you're applying through. Like the university now, for instance, my university requires now that anybody, you have to go through your college now. So the dean has to be the one to select and nominate their staff, the person they want in the college. By college now, I mean faculty. Sorry, we use college
Yeah.
by university. Yes. So to know the person they are going to bring forward. So most of them don't have a separate application to be made. The major one is the
Mm.
one through CSA, and you informing them, like you informing them, especially for the non-government organization, and then telling you what to do. So if your nominating agency have an additional application, they are going to tell you. And trust me, most of them are respond on time now. They are like their website is active, not those ones that, except for FSB. Sorry. Yeah. Their website is very active. Yeah. So when you send them an email, I think they will respond for you to know if there's an additional application to be made, if there's an interview, if there's an exam to be written. Yes.
Okay. Okay. So for you, how you got your notification was, always checking the Federal Scholarship Board website. That
Yes.
was how you got notified that
Yes.
you were up
Another
for an
thing that
interview.
helped me was I had some communities on Facebook.
Okay.
Although that last year it was like a general problem, even on the community, people didn't update it on time. So I was able to see from that Commonwealth pages, like Commonwealth scholarship community, where they posted it out. So I was able to get the information on time and prepare ahead. So this too, not like a long notification. So FSU will not
Mm,
send an individual message to anybody.
mm, mm,
So that's why you have to be on the lookout.
wow. Okay. Okay, thank you. Thank you for clarifying that, because I think I think people also have that issue when it comes to the masters too, because they also need to, apply and then also look for the criteria and all of that. And then lots of people feel that they need to apply to
Separately. Mhm.
FB and all. So, but what I would still say is that, like our guest has said, you need to be proactive, keep checking the website, keep, you know, even if they don't reply emails, even keep sending them emails and chasing them, because you can't really know how everything will work out. Okay. And be extra. Our guest has said it, be extra. Carry every single carry every single document, because I think that those numbers, those are what they will add up. Those numbers they
Yeah.
gave the other girl one. Those are what they will add up and now say, okay, this one got 12 over 15, the other one got
Mhm.
10 over 15, and then that's how they will choose
During the
to.
interview, that was the only place I lost a mark. And I felt so sad that, because I was
Wow.
thinking we that we went for the interview were many. And
Wow.
I didn't know the exact number Commonwealth Nigeria can nominate.
Mm,
But there was a time there because when you go for the opening service now, those people that go for the first day, I think a representative of the Minister of Education would like give a speech. So I saw something, I think in 2019, where they wrote Nigeria nominated a lot of, and the number of candidates was 45. So now splitting 45 for both, I don't know now if it has increased or decreased. I can't say that one
mm,
categorically because Nigeria was not expressed about it. But Kenya is expressed. Kenya nominates 19 for masters, 18 for PhD. So I know our own figure too will be around that. So when I saw that 45 and I knew the number of people, and it was just that day, it was just Southwest and Northwest. And we that were there, we are definitely over 350. More than three, far more than that. And I know they are doing it for 3 different days. Now imagine You have to select 45,
That's
and
like
someone
three.
is
That's
losing
like
one
three
mark.
fifty times 5 days.
Yeah, and
Or
someone is losing one mark. So I was really like, how I would have been more extra, but I was thankful that I was still extra by
mm,
going with all these award certificates, all these, though they didn't request for it. So I was happy. So please
wow,
take note of that. You need to be,
mm,
yeah, extra. That's the word, just
wow,
extra.
wow, wow. So you can see that the competition is much, and then it's increasing every year. It's
Yeah,
increasing every year. Lots of people want to, study for free. You know, I mean, who will not love it? To study for free.
exactly.
So the competition is very high. So anybody that is going for a scholarship like this supposed to, put the extra effort, like put in every single thing you have. Okay. So let's go to the essays, because I know so many people want to hear the essay part. How was the essay part for you? Was it similar to what you saw when you applied for Commonwealth Shared Scholarship? And just you can point out the differences, and then also give us tips on the essays. Yeah.
Okay, thank you very much. Yes. For Commonwealth essays, most of it is like 90% the same. So what I wrote for my shared, like the questions they asked, definitely can't be the same now because you're
Mm,
asking for, you are going for higher position now. So you can't put the
mm,
same thing out.
mm,
But it's like the same except for the research proposal parts, except for your research proposal parts. And for this PhD, you have to write about 13 essays that varies from the lowest is 100, like just asking
mm,
you questions about have you studied out of the country before, or just tell us the brief outline of your research. So those ones are like 100.
mm,
Then we have the IS being 750 for PhD. And the 750 words is for the research proposal, which a
mm.
lot of people have issues. Initially, it might be like 750 is a lot of words, but by the time you start writing your essays, you find it very, very difficult. Because for the research proposal now, you have to use referencing. It's like you are submitting a proper research proposal, and
Oh, okay.
everything has to fit in into this 750. So I had a
Mm,
lot of issues trying to like compress a 3,000 words proposal that I submitted to my university to 750 words for Commonwealth. So yeah, so the highest being 750, and that's just the research proposal, and we have different ones, the 100 or 100 words. And okay, yeah, that is it for the number. And we have about 13 essays you have to write. Like I said before, you have about 13 essays you have to write. And you really need to get this right. You really need to be intentional about writing this. One method I use for different ones have different. One thing I do for my own, that's my own personal, it's one of the tips I shared in mine, is about writing the essays out first, like writing the what they require for each of them, writing it out, like more like I'm going to the application page now. I've not started filling anything in. I'm just putting probably like A, B to make me move to the next. Copy what they are requesting for, putting it out, then answering it before now we are like pasting it back. And one
yeah.
thing I just want to give little tips about the essays. For your developmental impact essays, you will want to make use of the SMART method. I know you'd have heard this word over and over. It makes your work easier. The SMART, which is being specific, making it measurable, making it achievable, realistic, and time bound. Let this one be expressed in whatever you are writing. Commonwealth has been since 1960s, and they've had about 31,000 scholars. So they are not
Mm,
expecting you to come and solve all the old problem in your field, probably like health related issue. They are not expecting someone to come and solve all the problem. Just pick a particular area yourself that you really want to work on, and it will be good for at the PhD level now. If it's something you've been doing before, probably you volunteered or you started doing some things related to that. Let it be the niche you are carving for yourself. Don't go out of the box and just start trying to say things that are complex, things that are not realistic. These people can easily take that. And I want you to have one mindset when you're writing your essays. Commonwealth scholarship, it's they know you are the primary beneficiary of this award, but they are giving you so that other people are going to benefit from it. They are
True.
more like investing in you to
In
give
you.
to
Mm-hmm.
more people. So if they are giving back to you, like investing in you, they expect returns. So when you are writing your essays with this mindset, you are going to know what to write. You are not going to be selfish about putting out, oh, this is, I just want to get the degree. Don't give them that impression that it's all about yourself. You want to develop your. Hello, Efrida. Can you still hear me?
Yes, yeah, I can hear you.
Yeah. So when you're writing your essays, have that one at the back of your mind in writing on your essay. Don't give them the vibe that, oh, you are just investing in me. I want to become great. I want to become successful. I want to just let them know that you are investing in me truly, but you are not just investing in me. Whatever you are putting in me, I'm going to give back. I'm going to help
Yeah.
I'm going to help my community. So write your development impact essay with that one, with that notion, and also using the smart. Make sure it's time bound. Make sure it's time bound. I don't know if I should read a little bit like part of my okay, a part of my development impact essay. One good thing is that now I think for the past 4 years now, they've done it in such a way that it's easy for anybody to be able to answer because they are not just telling you, oh, write developmental impact essay, what do you want to do? They've already categorized it into 4 places, 4 parts. They want to know how your proposed study relates to development issue at the global, national, and local level. And one good thing to do is that whatever you are doing, whatever research you are doing, please let it find expression in one of the sustainable development goals. Let it find expression in one of these sustainable develop. Are they saying this slide? Sorry. Let's
Yes, yeah,
find
the
expression
slide
in
is
one of
saying
the sustainable development goals because everything here is already a global issue. Trust me. Most of the time, it's also national issue. It's also local issue. So whatever you're researching on, let me say now, for instance, sorry, I don't really know much about music, but let me just use it as I don't know if the example is going to be like a layman. Let me say, for instance, you want to do PhD in music and you're thinking, how does PhD music like in sustainable? It might be difficult writing a national issue related to that. But when you are researching on something now, for instance, you are researching on how certain sounds help people with autism to get better, help people with autism to improve their well-being. That way you can easily relate it to one of the sustainable development goals. Despite the fact that you are doing PhD music in quotes that might not find expression in this, you have done it in such a way that it can easily fit in into one of these. Helping so please try to make sure that it fits into that. It's going to help you answer that first one about your development issues at global level, national, and local level. And also, one important thing for Commonwealth is their team. They have 6 teams that they've already listed. They take this team, your research has to find expression in one of these. Like the example I gave now about the PhD music. With that now, with the research about sound helping people with probably autism or something like that, you can easily fit it into the access, inclusion, and opportunity. That's a
yeah.
way of making everybody. So just ensure that your research is carved in a way that finds expression in this. It will help you to tell a better story for your development impact and also write something substantial in your research proposal. And also, one more, okay, I said I wanted to read something before. Probably I should not read that now. And because it's a lot of essays, so I'm just trying to, sorry, I'm just like everywhere. I'm trying to like figure out which one do I talk about first, which one do I talk about next. I think it would have been better. Can we pick one after the other? I've talked about
Yes.
development part now.
Yeah, so you're good. You're good. You're actually talking about
Okay.
develop. That's like the first essay that
Essays,
pops up on the application form. I think this is actually similar because I think Commonwealth the development themes are the same. for all scholarships, and these are like the major things that they are emphasizing every year, and they are you know looking for students or young people or people that would be able to make reasonable research, and impactful research on these areas. So I think you're actually on point for this. Let's continue with the development. And just a disclaimer, guys, we are talking about the Commonwealth essays and all of that. This does not show or in any way imply that we know the marking criteria and all of that, or we can guarantee. Because recently I got a message from someone telling me, if I follow everything you're saying, are you guaranteeing that I will have the scholarship? I cannot guarantee that you will have the scholarship. Even our guests cannot guarantee that you will have the scholarship. Okay, the scholarship is
Mhm.
very competitive. Okay, you may actually have the scholarship, but there may be someone, or you may actually have the very good essay, but there may be someone from Pakistan that did very well, someone from Togo that did
Mhm.
very well. So it's not even a Nigerian thing, you get.
Yeah.
So just know that even as the speaker is talking, she's talking from her experience and what she thinks should be. But that doesn't mean that we should hold her or hold me accountable and say I did not get the scholarship. No, this is a good thing we're doing, trying to make
Mhm.
sure that we encourage people to apply, and with God's help, and continue practice and consistency, and determination, you will get it. Okay, for me, I did not get a PhD scholarship, and I will not go and hold anybody and say you say I I was supposed to get this scholarship. No, because I know how competitive these scholarships are. Okay, and if I want to put my head in the game, I will get it. Okay, so please, over to you. I just needed to make that thing
Okay,
clear.
thank you. Let me just chip
Mhm.
something in into what you said now,
Yeah,
that this is not like a Nigerian thing or a Ghanaian thing or one country.
yeah.
Like I mentioned earlier, I said there are two rounds of selection. So the first one is nominating agency. Once the nominating
Mm,
agency puts you forward, at this point, it doesn't matter the country you are from anymore.
mm,
You are competing with other people. So
yeah.
don't just put your mind in just, oh, once my nominating agency, make
Mm,
it be like, oh, you are competing at a global level now.
yeah,
Like,
yeah.
don't limit yourself to, oh, I'm going through FSB. Once
Oh,
I can pass through this stage. No, apply and write your essays with the mindset that there is someone in Pakistan, there's
doing
someone
very
in
well. I'm
Bangladesh
telling
doing very
you.
well that also wants this scholarship.
Yeah.
So that's one thing about this route. Like once at that stage, it's possible they don't select anybody from your own country and they
Hmm.
select everybody from Zambia. It's possible they
Mm,
don't select everybody from Zambia and anybody from and they select anybody from. So it's not like a country thing again. And
mm,
that's why Commonwealth by times three. Yes. So
mm,
back to what I was saying. In my own case, my research proposal or my research topic, like I said earlier, was intra-household gender gaps in
mm,
agriculture and its impact on food security. So it was able to find expression, the SDG goals now, trying to link it up in zero hunger. Food security is about ensuring zero hunger.
yeah.
I was working on gender gaps. It was gender inequality is one of the sustainable goals. And
Yeah.
if women are empowered, if there's gender equality, they are going to be better productivity. And so I was able to link my essay with no poverty as well, ensuring that everybody is optimizing their potential. By the time
Amazing.
they close this gender gap, everybody's optimizing their potential. And that's one way to ensure that there is zero poverty, like reduction in poverty. So make sure whatever you are doing have expression. It will help you to tell a better story. And when you're writing your essays, it's easier and easy to follow when you section it in paragraphs. That way, it's to have it's not like you're just modeling something up. I use paragraph for my work and it makes it make sense, even for me
Mm-hmm.
reading it back again. And what other things? Yes, for my developmental impact part, I told them I was going to give them a list. So I gave them four lists of I'm talking about the part three now. They are asking about sorry, I'm trying to see the question they asked there. Yeah, the impact you intend to achieve, or yeah, I think that's it. So I sectioned it, then I talked about each of it. I don't know if I want to read this one now, but I know I'm going to read some of my essays, like some paragraphs in my essays out. So another part is the objective during the award, career plan in the next 5 years following the award, long-term plan. For my objective during the award, I sectioned it as well, and I wrote and I told you I okay. Let me read now. For instance, my objective during the award. So I just wrote, I intend to acquire new skills and build on old ones during my studies, because I cannot talk about just acquiring new skills, knowing fully well that they've invested in me and there was something I wrote for them before they gave me the Commonwealth shared. Now coming to tell them
Mm.
like I don't have any skills and I just want to learn new ones might just be like, this is not actually true. So I told them I intend to acquire new skills and build on old ones during the study. This includes, but are not limited to the list below. So I add the first one, acquire advanced research skills, especially on more contemporary approaches in food security, agro-food system, and gender dynamic studies. This will give me a better grasp of endogenous factors that can improve these thematic areas. To this end, I intend to carry out novel research, in bracket my thesis now, present my findings in conferences, and publish at least 4 journals in relevant high impact journals. Then the second one, I've already told them, giving them head up that I'm going to like number, because I feel it gives me clarity in my essays. That's not to say, disclaimer again, this is not to say this is the way to do it.
Mm.
Please, I just find this one easier to follow. For my master's, I didn't even use numbering. It was later I felt this is better. Yes. So the second one I talked about, build strong networks with other scholars and academics that we meet during my research program in the United Kingdom. I was not specific about the university because I was applying to more than one university. That's why I didn't
Mm.
say, that I'm going to meet during my research program in University of Reading. Assuming
Yeah.
I knew it was just one, I could have written it there. But I just wrote United Kingdom because it might be any university. Yes. I intend to leverage the strength of this network of professionals to achieve my career and development impact goals. The third thing I wrote was gain advanced communication and presentation skills. I wrote because there's a place they asked for your previous experience, and I had experience interning with the FAO at the headquarters for 6 months. So I just wrote with the hindsight of the diplomatic environment I've been in the past 20 months and the anticipation of the places and platform I will be in the not so distant future. I intend to use my time in the UK to build my communication and presentation skills. These skills will be acquired through conferences, seminars, and so on. With the international academic, with the academic, with the sorry, with the international academic environment provides. This will equip me better to deliver my developmental impact goals more efficiently. Then the fourth one I wrote, experience diverse culture of other people. The UK is an educational hub for several nationals. This will provide me an opportunity for intercultural learning, which will aid my stellar performance in environments with high diversity after my study. So that was what I had for my objective during the award. Sorry, I've even read everything out. Yes, for
Mm.
my career plan in the 5 years following the award, I sectioned it as well. I didn't number these. I just sectioned it into different things I was going to do. And for my long-term career goal, I had four. I wrote it and I gave like I wrote more in it. I just had four subheading for myself, which was what I intended. I wrote academics, like I'm already in the trajectory. I want to work diligently to become a professor of data in agriculture, focusing on this. I talked about consultancy. I talked
Mm.
about advocacy and empowerment, and I talked about at the long run taking up leadership position in intergovernmental and multilateral organizations. So I just Your own career goal might be different depending
Mm.
on what you are doing. It's good that it's something you've been doing before in order to have a linkage, not like, oh, something outright, like something that is not related to what you're doing before, in order to be able to get a better story. So that's that for developmental empathy. I want to talk about another. Okay, should I talk about research proposal? Because I know
Yes,
they will have
yes,
seen,
go on.
yeah, about, okay, let me come to the research proposal last. Sorry. For
Okay.
your leadership and volunteering essay, I would advise, I know you might have seen this before, for you to use like a star method in writing. And I'm
Mm.
going to,
Yeah.
I can read two, or I should read one out of what I have in my paragraph. Like different paragraph is telling different stories. So it's good you use the star. And what do I mean by the star? You have a situation, you have a task, you have an action, and you have a result.
So,
So let me read my, because I'm careful of people. Let me read. Sorry. Let me just. Probably I should just. I have. Okay, I can read my second paragraph or the fourth paragraph. Which one do you want?
it's your choice,
So let me give
sincerely.
you the. Let me make it open. Which one will
Mm.
you want
You
me
know,
to?
we don't know what is in the paragraph. So
It's like the
just
same thing. It's all have a situation. It has a task. It has action, and it
mm.
has. So I just want to let me know in the comment section which one do you want me to read, the second one or the
Okay,
first
yeah, okay,
one?
let's open it. Yeah. Let's open it up to to everyone. So you said the second or the fourth,
Or
right?
the fourth paragraph? Yes.
Okay. Okay, so it's open. So which one do we want her to read?
I have
Because but
five paragraphs. Oh,
I'm
yes.
thinking
Okay.
that fourth paragraph maybe like a conclusion, right?
Okay. It was not a conclusion actually. That's why I give second
Okay.
and fourth. Yeah.
Oh, really?
Like the last
Okay.
one, I have five paragraphs. So I
Okay,
have the
okay. So
first
that was not
one.
your conclusion. Okay.
Yes.
And for me, we can actually go with the second one and just see.
Okay. Okay. So for the second one now, I wrote it was the norm for fourth year agriculture undergraduate students to undergo a compulsory internship. The university posted my group, in brackets now, over 290 students, to a small rural community called Ishagaurili in Ogun State, Nigeria. There, I got selected by the university management to be the assistant student coordinator. Now hyphen, a merit a merit appointment based on academic excellence, leadership acumen, and moral standard. I took up the position and was determined to give my best.
Mm,
The period was categorized was char- I'm sorry, the period was characterized by conflict between the villagers and students. The coordinator and I organized a peace and reconciliation movement to settle disputes. Resolving feud between two groups with different literacy level was difficult, but we eventually brokered peace and unity. Then I also had my other. So I had a situation, and the situation I used it to sell myself to, which was true.
mm,
Like we used to go for internship here in different villages during my degree in Federal University of Agriculture. So I talked
mm,
about merit-based position due to my leadership acumen, academic excellence, and moral standard. Like I'm selling myself out. I talked about a task, which was, oh, there's a problem. The students and the villagers, because we stayed there for like 9 months, were having issues. Then I talked about the actions, talking about we organized a peace and reconciliation movement to settle disputes. Then I talked about what later happened, the results. We eventually
mm.
broke up peace and unity. So this is like telling a story. There was a situation, there was a task to be done, there was an action taken, and there was a result. So that's for that. Probably I should let me just add my fourth one. I read the
Yeah,
second and fourth.
someone actually say both. So
Ah,
both, yes.
okay, let me read the fourth one. Now, mind you, I've had education in UK. I cannot just be talking about volunteering and leadership experience of what happened during my undergraduate alone now.
Mm-hmm.
We expect that
Yeah.
something has been added to you based on
Yeah.
experience.
Recent
Yeah.
one.
So this is
Yeah. True.
actually something that happened during my. By the way, sorry, when I was introducing myself, I didn't talk about where I did my master's. I did it at University of Exeter, and I
Mm.
mentioned my course the other time, MSc Food Security and Sustainable Agriculture. So, and I was the
Yeah,
academic
good.
representative, by the way. So yeah, so I wrote while studying for my master's degree in 2018. I was
Mm.
selected the academic representative of my class. My compelling charisma, note what I've been doing the last one. So I talked about leadership acumen, moral standard, academic excellence. I'm just chipping it in. So as we are reading, I'm selling myself. So please
Yeah.
don't be humble in writing your essays.
I'm
Impress them.
telling you, show your pride. Show
Show
your
your pride.
pride there.
Exactly. So I wrote my compelling
Meanwhile, most
charisma.
people is outside. It's sorry, most people is
Yes,
outside. They want to show their pride, but they
I
cannot
know
show it
it's in
on
that
paper.
essay, exactly. Oh, it's on that paper. Because nobody is calling you to come out, okay, explain yourself. So it's what they
Mm-hmm.
are reading. They are going to follow, yes. So I wrote
Yeah.
my compelling charisma contributed to my victory in the
Mm.
election. The position made me an automatic member of the Biosciences Student Staff Council, in brackets, BSSC, that's the short form. And also
Mm.
because I don't want to start repeating the long words.
Yeah.
Actually, I don't think it's a short form. We just call it Biosciences Student Staff Council. But I wrote the
Mm.
short form because it's limited. So you want to like use all the methods to get your word, everything.
Your words. Yeah.
The BSSC meets twice termly to discuss the student progress and challenges. I delivered my responsibility excellently, ensuring all my classmate challenges and complaints were properly channeled and resolved. For instance, now I'm giving them a point now. Like,
Mm.
for instance, there was a time a summative oral presentation for record. Summative is something that is being assessed, not formative, like it's not just done, it's going into your record. Yeah. There was a time a summative oral presentation was examined by just one academic against the university rule that stipulated a present and scoring by at least two professors. My classmates were dissatisfied. I presented their complaint before this BSSC. It was resolved and the oral presentation was retaken. It was amazing how the position unlocked within me a prompt, complex problem solving
Mm.
skill in a diverse environment. So
Whoa.
that's the paragraph. So
That's.
there was a situation, like
Mm-hmm.
scenario now. I
Yeah.
was holding a leadership position. There was a scenario and there was a task, more like a problem now, something to be done. The problem
Mm-hmm.
is, oh, people are not happy with the mark they are doing, they got because of how they went about it. It was a professor that examined instead of two. What was the action taken? The action was that I presented their case during the meeting. I talked about the complaints. Then I talked about the results. Now, what was the result? The result was that they retook the exam. The oral presentation was retaken. Then I used the last part to like sell myself again. It was amazing how the position unlocked within me a prompt,
Mm.
complex problem solving skill in a diverse environment. Like it's not my land, it's a foreign environment and different people. Yeah. So I read like the two out of like five paragraphs. So that's just to give you an overview of when people just talk about use star method, they're not just saying use for just to have a way of saying it. They truly mean it. It will help to tell a better story. It will have a head, it will have ending. It won't just be like, what are we saying? It will be easy to
Mm.
carry them along. And like I said, I made use of paragraph. So paragraph makes it easy for you to even put down your thoughts. And for
Mm.
me, it works for me, does not mean it works for everybody. One thing I do is that when I wrote these essays, what I did was I used my hand because I flow better, like it comes naturally. It's not as if you are reading someone's essay and you're using it to write your own. It might give
Mm.
you a little bit of problem. You can listen to things like this, get an idea, use your hand to write it down, then type it, then now refine. At that point, it might be like it's not really making sense. Just keep writing, write your story down. Then after writing your story down, you can now refine it later. It will
Yeah.
make better sense and it will, yes. So that's that about that. For that leadership and volunteering. Sorry, the two paragraph I read was about leadership. I have others inside the same paragraph about volunteering. Yes. So for let me talk about personal statements.
Yeah.
One thing about Commonwealth personal statement is it's that it's different from the personal statements you need to get your admission in universities because of what they told you that they want there. So that's why you have to read the instruction. So they wrote personal statement. Don't just jump at it that it's personal statement. They gave an additional requirement, like what they said they want to see. And what did they say they want to say? They said summarize the way in which your personal background has encouraged you to want to make an impact in your own country. You should indicate areas in which you have already contributed, such as having overcome any personal or community so what Commonwealth is looking for is that they are not just looking for essay, they want you to tell a story. They want to have an overview of where you are coming from, where you are presently, and where you are going to. So, in as much as you want to write, it's good to tell a story, but don't necessarily make it a sad story. Like we are very, very poor, we cannot eat and all of that. I also wrote a story which was not like in between, it was not like an happy story, but it was a true story talking about how I lost my dad. Just a line, not making everything about it when I was on my undergraduate days and how I was able to finish with a first class despite the challenges. So
Mm.
you can tell a story like that, not necessarily make it like a very sad story. My country is poor. So make sure you have a compelling story for your personal statement. Don't make it about how Nigeria has made you suffered, how Ghana, how Kenya has made you suffered, and you just want to leave and all of that. Write a compelling story. Let them see into where you have been and where you are and where you are going to. And mind you, I said something the other time all the essays you are writing with for Commonwealth, put something at the back of your mind. You want them to invest in you, not for yourself alone. If you
Mm.
want them to invest in yourself alone, you can try other things, like all these university fundings that probably a lecturer has a grant and they want someone to come and work on it. That way, they are not
Yeah.
looking for someone to develop their own country. But
True.
Commonwealth is sponsored by foreign Commonwealth and Development Office in the UK, and they are really interested in international development. So anybody they are sponsoring is with this notion. So that's the mindset they are reading their essays from. So that's why you also have to write your essays with that mindset, with that notion, having that at the back of your mind. So that's for that. And I said I was going to talk about the research proposal since we are talking about PhD. And that's
Yeah.
one thing that makes it different. For the research proposal, please hold on a second. I'm trying to get my research proposal. Sorry for the interruption. Like for
No,
the yeah.
that's fine.
Thank you. Yeah, for the research proposal, Commonwealth said they want to see your research questions. They want to see your methodology. At this point, you truly might not have all your methodology figured out because by the time you start researching, of course, you've not started the research. So a lot of things will change along the way. No doubt
Mm.
about that. But they just want to see, okay, what do you really want to do? What are the things? And Commonwealth have already told you when they said when you are writing your essays, have it at the back of your mind that the essays you are writing, the research proposal you are writing might not be read by someone in your field, like an expert in your field, which means you should not be overly technical. Not like you should write like a layman, but don't be, especially for those of us for those people in core science, don't be overly technical.
Mm.
But thank God there's a place where you have to write a summary of an outline where they tell you like to tell the general public, I think 125 words, like just to tell like anybody, tell them about your research. So like that one, you should not even try to put anything very, very complex on it. So for my talking about sectioning again, I sectioned this. I actually put like background. I didn't just write it like a prose now. I had different sections. The first one I had my background study, just like an introduction. Then I have with the introduction, I was able to link it to my research questions. Now, because of the limited time, which you are going to find out by the time you start writing, is that you will have very limited. If you are writing, especially for those of us in social science, you will see that that 750 word is very, very little. Like it's very, very is limited. So for my research questions, I reduced it. I just selected. So I told them like these are some of the specific research questions because Commonwealth said they want to see your research question. Then I had my methodology. I told them like this is what I'm going to go about it. This is the design I'm going to use. I'm going to use the method design, and I had my methodology. Then that's making two paragraphs, two sections now. The background statement. But I said the background statement. I linked it up with my research questions. Then I had my methodology, and I talked about the research instruments I'm going to use, what I'm going to use. Then I talked about my proposed outcome. So I wrote my essays under this category, under these subheadings. Now to the reference, I've had people come up to me talking about some people that have written theirs that they have issue with citation because Commonwealth said they want you to cite. Now citing in that limited space is it gave me a lot of problem myself. It really gave me a headache. Even till the day I submitted, I was trying to navigate around how do I compress this? What do I do? Which referencing format am I going to use? That is not going to be like, oh, does this person know what he or she is doing? That kind of thing. So what I later did was I used my normal insights, normal insights referencing, and I made sure that the article that I'm going to talk more, that is going to reflect in many places, I made use of, like I repeated some, how would I put it now? I reduced the way I cited in order not to have very, very long reference lists because I know it
Mm.
was going to be a problem. So I reduced the number of incitation I used. I used how many? Let me say 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Seven. Okay, so I just made use of 7 citations. So as not to give
Mm.
me problem every time I start referencing. And what I did for my referencing now, so you are going to talk about the background statements. What are the things that have been done in this field? Because they are not just there has to be a background to your research to say that, oh, this is what I want to do now. There has to be something you are building up or something someone have said before that you want to use your creativity to like do something else. So just have a background statement, then have the questions you want to ask, have your methodology. How do you propose to go about it? Mind you, like I said, that does not mean you have to use that method. But at that point, you just want something to make you even get the funding to be able to carry out this research. So a lot of things will change along the way. So don't really be so particular that what if I now get there and this methodology is not working well, this method is not working well, and I have to don't bother yourself about that one for now. Don't worry, they'll know that things might change as time goes on.
Mm.
Then I talked about okay, methodology was how I was going to measure each of these. I based it on the research questions that I gave them, which was not the entire research question because of the time. I reduced it. Then the proposed outcome. Then now to my referencing I want to talk about. What I just used was that I used the name of the author. Like let me use for instance now, Akire Ito 2013. Then instead of putting like the title of the article, then the name of the journal, then the page and all of that, then the DOI, I didn't use all of that because that's not even going to with the limited space. But if you have space, probably your research proposal is very compressed. You can make use of that. You can use your full referencing. But I doubt it's going to be like that. So I just use the name Ito 2013, for instance. Then I use the DOI of this article. And there are some places I use World Bank data. So I just use World Bank 2019. Then I gave the link where I got it from. So that was what I did for my research proposal. I don't know if I've been able to answer the questions for the
Yes, you have.
any
You
specific.
have, and you've been extra on it.
Do you
You've
have
been
any particular extra?
you've been extra. You've been extra. You're living up to that word, extra. You're living up to that word. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Sincerely, you really clarified a lot of things. You really clarified. Maybe I'll go and apply for Commonwealth PhD and see if they
Please
will
do.
accept me.
They will. They will.
Oh my God. See.
Someone actually like it's not a written rule, but probably because of some people I have around, I think they like their previous scholars coming back.
Yeah,
Yes,
I
especially
think, yeah.
they like their previous scholars coming back, like, oh, I think we can trust this one. Yes. So
Man,
please,
but PhD, right? You really need to be interested in it because it's
yeah.
it's like 3 to 4 years. How many years are you going for? Because I know some
And
do three and a half. What's yours?
technically it's 3 years, but most people like around in my school, my department is about 4 years. Yes.
Wow.
So most of the PhD, you have very, very few people finish within 3 years. So the best you have is 3 year plus or 4 years or even
Or
more.
4 years. Or
I
four
don't want 4 years
years.
more. Yeah. Yeah.
I mean,
So
you've
PhD,
been in the academic field already now, so you're not tired of researching. You know, I
say
was
that.
thinking I loved research until I went to apply for PhD. That was
Okay.
or not even that, until I went to do masters. That was when I was like, ha,
I
I'm
I
tired
also
of I'm tired of this one said this one said this. Oh yeah, let's put it together. This is what I'm saying. I like the conversation, and the argument just, especially for lawyers, the conversation just goes on and on and on and on. And I'm
mhm,
like, I'm someone that I like conclusion. What's the conclusion of the
mhm,
matter? Because this one is saying this one is saying the research is too much. But that's not to discourage anybody, right? Because me, I will
yeah.
apply for PhD. And I'm going to study PhD. I'm going to do my PhD for free when I'm
But
ready to.
once you had your masters for free, you wouldn't want to pay like more a
ah,
penny to do
I'm
research.
I'm telling you, it's
I also,
very
I also
expensive.
thought I love research too. Like I was thinking immediately after my master's, I was going to until Exeter happened. Then I knew no, girl, you have to take a break. And that was why I took the break. I think academic, please wait
Mm,
somewhere. Research, you can wait. So I understand that feeling. It happened to me.
I'm
Well, I've
telling
been there.
you.
I've been
Wow. Okay, so
yeah.
you rested after 2018 and then
Yes, I did.
started
Was
yours.
intentional about not applying for the first 1.5 years. I didn't apply for anything. And because of the
Mm,
environment I have, people ask me, like, what about your PhD? In my mind, I'm like, no, I'm not,
mm,
I'm no pressure. Nobody's going to pressure me into
I'm
going.
telling you.
So it was when I was ready, I felt ready after like 2 years. Then I now like,
Mm.
okay, let me give this a try. Yeah.
Yeah. So it's not
So
even up to 1 year. I did my graduation this year now. So
you
it's
don't
not
have
even
to,
up to 1 year. So let me
I
give
need to
myself
tell
some
that
time. Let's
to
say 4 to 5 years, maybe.
yeah,
Let
I
me
need
go
to
to all
tell
the
that brain.
vacations I want to go on for. Then when I'm
Oh,
ready, I'll come and do it. So I've actually put on the chat for people to drop their questions. Sincerely, I doubt if we may have any question because you've been very precise on everything in depth, and some persons reached out to me that they are having network issues, and they
oh,
were asking if the video is going to be online, like it's going to be, yeah, live, and it's going I just responded while you were
mhm.
talking that it's going
Oh,
to be, yeah, it's going to be on this Facebook page, it's going to be on YouTube like forever. Except I delete it, so
mhm.
you can still have access. Oh, someone joined from Canada. Welcome. Welcome. So if you guys have questions, please drop the questions. We can see your comments, so you can drop the questions. For me, I don't have any question anymore. I don't have any questions. Sincerely, I don't think I have. any questions. But if we don't have any questions, maybe we would close, end the live in the next say 2 to 3 minutes, so that we can rest and prepare for
Okay.
for the week.
And I
For the
want to
week.
just say something before you give the closing remark. And one thing I
Mm,
want to talk about during this application process, as you are applying, contacting the nominating agency, going for your interview, I would advise that you pray, because from my
sure.
experience, I've seen some people's application and I'm like, okay, it's just average. And I've seen excellent applications, and the average end up getting it without and the so like what I believe was excellent might not
Mm,
even be selected. So that's where someone needs favor when it
yeah,
comes to
sure.
selection, application process, and all. So I just want to keep that in. Please make sure you follow your application with prayers for favor.
I'm telling you. I'm telling you, yes. It's very important. It's very important to, pray about all these things, because first of the competition is at a global level. And then secondly, you will not still applying to nominating agencies again. And
Exactly.
you don't know the forces that be behind
Mm-hmm.
most of all these things.
Yeah.
Okay. I Can you hear me? You can hear me, right? Can you hear
I can
me?
hear you. Yes, I can hear you clearly.
Okay, okay, okay. So that's fine. Um, do we have any questions? I don't understand that question. What's happening to the voice? What's happening to the voice? I don't understand. I don't understand that question. I think we can hear ourselves clearly.
I hear you clearly. Yes.
If you cannot hear us, just put it in the comment section so that we understand what you're saying. But I don't understand that question. Like, what's happening to the
Mm-hmm.
voice?
To
I
the
really
voice,
don't.
probably it's breaking from my head.
Maybe, yeah, maybe I may be breaking on the person's end,
Yeah, but I can hear
yeah,
you
and
clearly.
that could actually be from the person's network. That could actually be from. Okay, so it's clear now. Okay, that's fine. That's fine.
Sorry.
That's fine.
Okay.
I think the person wasn't hearing us. So if we have any questions, please, let's drop, because we are going to end in the next few minutes. And yeah, how long did it take you to hear from CSC, or even the nominating body, or whoever contacted you? How long did it take you?
For the nominating agencies, all nominating agencies are being told to submit their nomination by December 28th. This year,
Okay,
they just wrote December, they didn't indicate. So
particular time, yeah.
FSB, we are going through FSB. FSB is not going to tell you they're nominating you. And they are not going to tell you. Some nominating agencies do that.
Suspense.
Some nominating agencies, some Ministry of Educations, they will let you know that, oh, you've been nominated. So that way you can be happy, your mind can be at rest. Or like,
Yeah.
yeah. So some nominating, Flower will not tell you as well if they're nominating you or not. So like
Wow.
I said, some do, some does not, depending on the route you are taking. So after
Okay.
that, it was on the 17th of June. That was the nomination was done in June, in December, I remember, 20th of November. It
Mm,
was 17th of June that I got a message from Commonwealth directly about the selection.
mm.
Yes, so that took about, how many months is that? About 6 months after the nomination, but the
Yeah.
application ended in October. So that's almost
It
like
was
nine.
almost 9 months. Yeah.
So based on that, please
Nine
don't
or
put your egg in
8 months.
one basket, because you have to wait for a
True.
very long time.
Long
So
time.
what we need, like, oh, the application does not come through. That time is already late to start making application if you intend to start your program that same year. So
Mm.
please, you can just apply to other scholarships as well.
Scholarships.
Yeah,
Yeah. Yeah.
apply
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, you need to apply to others, because if you just put all your eggs in one basket and then get that disappointment,
yeah,
you just be discouraged, But when you're
yeah.
applying to others, even as the rejections are coming, you still know that there are other
There's
ones,
still
on
some.
the
Yeah,
way.
exactly.
Because one thing about this scholarship journey is that there will be rejections, but you just need one
Mhm.
yes, or
Yeah.
you just need that one that even if you get um I used to I then I know someone that actually got Chevening and Commonwealth scholarship
Mhm.
then, he had to drop it. He had to drop Commonwealth and then he took Chevening.
But
So
I don't know why. I've had a couple of friends that have got Commonwealth and Shield name. Most of them, I've not seen one dropped Shield name for Commonwealth.
yeah,
So
most people actually
they
feel
drop
that
Commonwealth for
Chevening
Shield
is
name.
more prestigious than Commonwealth. Well, the hype is there.
Not both
The
now.
hype is
They're
there,
not
but
that's the
the
word.
hype is yeah, the hype is there. But I mean, if you if you're getting a scholarship that would not put a clause, even if like Chevening, you cannot travel for 2 years.
Yeah, 2 years,
But at
yes.
least Commonwealth, even if they say you have to come back, they don't restrict you to like
When you
stay in your
go back.
country or don't come back, those kind of things. At
Mhm.
least Commonwealth will also even allow you to even apply for PhD with them.
That's
And
that's
you can
selling Commonwealth now.
yeah, so so
We are
sincerely,
selling Commonwealth out. Yeah.
yeah, so sincerely, me, I'm a fan of Commonwealth. Like I'm a very big fan. I've never been a fan of Shivening, but Shivening has the hype,
Yeah.
But and I never applied for Shivening any day because I
I
knew
think
I
I
was
applied
not.
to them once.
Oh, really? I did not apply for Shivening
I applied
any
to
day.
them
Like
once.
okay, so but then it all depends on any scholarship you love. I think he loved
Mhm.
the way he discussed, and he's not a Nigerian. The way he
Mhm.
discussed with me, he really loved Shivening and wanted to go for Shivening. So you just
So,
need 1 years, right? Supposing
yeah,
he applied to just Commonwealth, there's no way he would have left Commonwealth for any scholarship. So the
exactly.
main point is keep applying, don't give up, don't lose hope, and don't put all your eggs in one basket.
That's
I think we've come to the end of our session tonight. Thank you so much,
thank
Abiola.
you.
Thank you. Very soon we'll be calling you Dr. Abiola. you
Um,
know
I can't wait.
the
And I say
doctors
I
that did not
will
go to
wait.
medical school but they are called doctors.
Which are the main doctors?
I'm telling you. Oh,
Thank you
sincerely, I
so
wish you
much
all
for
the
having me.
best
Thank you so much.
in your
Thank you.
journey. Okay, thank you so much for honoring this
Mhm.
invitation, and thank you so much for pouring your heart, into all the questions. You really went in depth, so I don't have any fear, that
Thank you.
people will not be satisfied when they come across this video because the video will be yeah permanently. So I believe that even persons that were not able to join because of the network connections or whatever issues they had, they'll be able to still benefit from every single thing you said. So thank you, thank you, thank you.
Thank you for
Thank you
having me.
so much. Yes. And thank you everyone. Thank you for joining. So many persons joined and connected. I saw a lot of persons that I know that joined, and I don't want to call their names, but thank you so much. I love you guys. Thank you for joining. And to everyone who is going to be listening or watching after, thank you too for watching, and thank you for always following the webinars. And I believe I still have more webinars to go before I shut down on webinars for the year. Okay. At least don't come and tell me I did not do anything for you. I did webinars for you. I brought seasoned speakers for you people. So don't say afraid that you did not do me well in this life because I've done you more than well. Bringing our own Abiola all the way is enough because she has poured out everything. Nobody will be so in depth like this for a PhD scholarship because they'll be like, you should know now, you're going to apply. Most people just assume you should know,
Mhm.
you should, and I don't like that kind of you should know. Except there are things that you need to obviously know.
Mhm.
Nobody should spoon feed you, but you really went in depth, and I'm so grateful. So we're going to end. Do you have anything to say before we end?
I just want to say thank you for having me. Yeah, it's been an
Thank
amazing
you too. The
moment.
pleasure
I
is
don't feel
all
bad.
mine.
I
All
don't
right,
feel
guys. Don't forget
bad.
to follow me on all social media networks. Okay, the Lady of Frida on all platforms, and except for Facebook and LinkedIn, where I have my full name, Elfrida Ibiyobo. So thank you so much, you guys, and good night. Have a wonderful rest. Okay.
Bye.
Bye. Bye. We're going to right now.